All right, so I got this plug and play light kit to make my Polaris Ranger street legal. I'm gonna try to install all this myself. And yeah. All right, we'll see how this goes. All right, slow going, but making a little bit of progress here. The first step, how the hell do I turn this around? Hold on a minute. Okay, so the first step is to remove the tail light assembly back here. There's, lower the tailgate, there's a bolt here, a bolt here, and a bolt here. And on the other side, I've taken it off, so you can see I've removed those two bolts. And then the tail light assembly just pops out of there. I had to apply a little bit of pressure to get it out, but you want to make sure you have a 4-pin, 3-wire connection here that the assembly from MCS Adventures will fit onto. They've got a connector that'll tee off of that. I've got this this wiring assembly. This is for the driver's side. It tees off over to another connector for the passenger side rear. And then I've got a lot of cable that has to be run up to the front, which then plugs into the lever, turn signal lever. I think I'm going to attempt to run the wires from back here and zip tie them somewhere along the way. We'll figure that out as we go, but it will eventually come up here in the back seat. Under the seat is where the battery is, so I should be able to feed it up through here. And I have removed this guy. This was sitting in here, and it comes out with some little rubber, I don't know what you call them, but I was able to get a screwdriver. I tore this one up a little bit, but the others look fine. Get a screwdriver under this piece and get it up enough to get a hold of it, and then you just pull it and the whole thing should come out pretty easily. So I removed the one in the back seat, and I'll feed the wires through here under that. And then in the front, I've also removed the cup holder and cover there. Connects the same way. Here's a picture of one of those little plastic connectors. So like I said, you just get up under the pin and get it up enough to grab a hold on, and then the whole thing should pull out. Then I should be able to feed the wires through here, through there, through the firewall. And then looking around on the front, there is a rubber grommet that sits in here, which comes out pretty easily. And I should be able to feed the wires out here to get to the power connectors. So let's see how this goes. So I've had to move, it's about to rain here. I'm working at my storage unit out here. So I've had to move it inside. Unfortunately, the lights aren't hooked up yet, so it's a little dark now. I can still see mostly well enough, but I've run that up through there. Here's the driver's side connector. Run it up through there. And right now it's just laying up in here. I'm gonna tie it down once I make sure everything works. I'm gonna do a test run, make sure everything's working. But I've got this coming up over the fuel tank. I took the seat and the little storage bin out so I could get better access here. Run it up through here, and then up towards the front seat. And then it comes out there. And you can see it here and then up. And then, bear with me, this front cup holder here also comes out with the same types of connectors, this type. So that came out real easy and lets you see right down in there to get a hold of that wire. You can see it there coming up from here, and got it coming out through the hole where the grommet goes. Okay, so next step is to put the turn signal indicator in there, wire it all up, and make sure the blinkers are working before I tie all down all the wires and everything. All right, so I've got it just temporarily connected together, and here's the front blinking. It's got some little side lights that you can optionally mount if you need. And back is working. Tail lights still work. See, this tail light is on over there. All right, so making good progress. Let's try to finalize this some. So it's raining pretty good now. This kit came with a connector that will wire it right into this type of dash on certain Polaris models, and then you'll get turn signal indicators built into the dash. Unfortunately, once I started reading the directions, you have to have a cap removal tool sold separately. So we're going to skip this part for now, and I'll add that on later. For now, we're just going to get the lights actually working. All right, making progress. I've got the turn signal indicator mounted here, and the wiring harness coming back off up under here. The instrument panel pops off real easily with the same types of connectors we saw before. This came out of the back of the instrument panel so I could get it out of the way. So I've got those wires run up there. This it came with the turn signal indicator here came with a clamp that fits certain Polaris models. It's got a hole down here that you can take this bolt off your the pneumatic deal for the tilt steering and reattach it with this clamp on there, and the clamp just screws onto the turn signal indicator. So this indicator is mounted on here and solid. Everything is wired up and working. All right, so now it's time to stow all these wires, zip tie them, and put this thing back together. Oh no, now it's time to do the horn. Yeah. All right, looks like the rain has moved out, so I might pull it out of here where I can get more light, but got the horn mounted now. I mounted it. There's a bolt here that I just pulled out and mounted that right there. I had a wire off the harness for the hot wire, and then a separate wire needed to go to ground. And everything appears to be working. Got blinking on both sides. I got hazards working. So now it's time to stow all these wires and put it back together. All right, I'm back and finished up the install of this street legal plug and play turn signal and horn kit from MCS Adventures. Everything went really well. It's advertised as plug and play, where you don't have to cut any existing wires. And that's true for the most part. The only issue I had was The positive and negative connectors to that needed to go to the battery and the ground, the little crimped on connectors they had on there were not big enough to fit on the bolts, so I crimped on some larger ones. But other than that, I didn't have to cut any wires or drill any holes, and everything is working like a charm. I've got everything tied up, all the wires routed. Looks pretty pro. Everything's tucked up underneath, and I'm really happy with this kit. It's gonna be perfect. Later.